Hi everyone, how are you? My name's Rita Holmes. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio, and I'm here to bring you a video tonight of a card that I'm calling the Front Lattice card. Not sure what the name of it is. Haven't seen a whole lot of them out there, but I have seen them and saw a couple people do them, but I can't remember who. And I thought I would just bring my own little take onto that. I'm going to set up my computer and just make sure that I can see everybody, well, not see you guys, but see my hands when I get ready to work on this, because it there we go. That way I'll be able to know if I'm in focus or not with you when I turn my camera around. Anyway, I just want to tell you that not to forget that celebration will be over the end of this month. The mini catalog will still go on until the end of April. So if there's any of the items that you would like for the mini catalog, now's the time to place your orders and do that. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be that demonstrator for you. When I turn my camera down, I'll have the my address of my online store and also my host code that you can use unless you place a $150 order, and then you don't want to use that, so you can get your own Stampin' Rewards. Also, if you would like to join, they still have a joining special, which is really hard to beat. You can get the mini embossing machine. It comes in what's called boho blue, which I think might be a new color that's coming with Stampin' Up! I'm not sure of that, but it just sounds like, since they named that color and stuff, maybe we'll be getting one of those. But anyway, you can get the mini emboss die cut machine and $175 worth of product for $129. Great savings, because you get the $175 worth of product. You get the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the mini one, which is $63. So you figure all that in, you've got $238 for $129 plus tax. The shipping is free on that. You can get that machine in boho blue, or you can get it in white, the original color, or you can just order the stamps for $175. You can get your kit, $175 worth of product for $99, which is also a great deal. So there's lots of ways you can do that. I would love for you to join my team. I'm trying to grow my team, and hopefully that will come. It's baby steps, I know, and that's what I'm trying to do. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about that. Let me see. I think that's about all for now. When I turn my camera down, I'm going to talk about the new online exclusives that will be out on March 2nd for you, which can only be ordered online through StampinUp.com or through your demonstrator's website. But I'll show you that product here in just 1 second. Let's turn the camera around. If you get dizzy, close your eyes at this point until I get you around. You get to see my not so beautiful ceiling, and my cord is always in the way, of course. So we've got that out of the way, and I got my camera scooted over one way, a little too far. Let me scoot it back over this way, just so we'll have more room to stamp. Okay. This is the set I'm talking about. It's called Irresistible, the Hello Irresistible Suite Collection, which that is basically everything in the suite. And I'm going to show it to you right here. I'm getting it. I forgot to grab it. It was out of my reach. It is this stamp set right here called Irresistible Blooms, which I am loving, loving, loving. And it is a cling set, which I know is nice. A lot of people like rubber, so we have that. We have the dies. Now you don't have to buy the suite. The suite is $74.50. You can get the bundle, and I've got a couple cards made. I'll show you. And I use this, and I've used every piece in here, really, but I'll show you those in just 1 second. But here's that. You can get the bundle, just these two, for $54. You can add in the loose frosted dots. Now, let me just tell you, they are loose. They do not have a backing on them, like a sticky back. What the heck? But they are loose. But I just used put a little dot of glue, then pick this up with my pick-me-up tool, and then just lay them down on my glue. Works great. They're on my cards too. You'll be able to see them. Here's the paper. Paper's lovely. You can actually, you've seen here where I've die cut the leaves. And so that's the back part of that leaf part. And there's this, and you can use that totally. And you'll be able to see what I've done with these. And here's some more of them. This one, beautiful. You can use it just like it is. What it looks like on the back is like a tie-dye. Then we have this one, which I love. And this is Pretty Peacock, which is an old color they are bringing back for this. So if you've been buying Stampin' Up! For a while, you hopefully will have that color. And hopefully, we don't know yet, but hopefully they will have it on sale again. Then we have this that kind of matches that die. And more tie-dye. There's the leaves that I used this on a card, so you'll see it. That is Lost Lagoon, which is another old color. These flowers can be cut out with the dies. Here's more leaves. And that's with crushed curry. So, Lost Lagoon, and I think there's some soft sea foam in there. And of course I love yellow, and then it's got some greens. It's got a little bit of petal pink in it. Kind of like that. This one's real light. This is soft sea foam. And then the back of it is just like splatters. Here's the one that I just showed you that I had used. There's the whole piece and the back. These flowers can be cut out. And there's the back of it. There's this. And then here's the one I used that I cut out. There's 48 sheets in here. And the colors you can use with these 48 sheets are Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, Soft Sea Foam. Now I said Crushed Curry looks like that one, but it might be that. Might be more Daffodil Delight. I bet either one of them would really go with it. I know that Soft Succulent kind of goes with this paper right here. That's a good alternative for that one. Flirty Flamingo looks really good. Did I put Flirty Flamingo on that card I used? I think I might have. Let's see. No, I did Petal Pink. Here's my 3 cards. That I just used a piece of the DSP. I cut out the leaves of the DSP, stamped hello, and I used the He's All That die cut, Petal Pink ribbon, and then there's the frosted dots. And then that is just that card. This one I used Flirty Flamingo on. I cut out the leaves, and here's the other leaves. I cut them out of just white. It kind of pops it. Here's that wreath right here, and this is out of, it's called, I think I got that out of the Something Fancy tags. And then here's the one I did. That is a shimmery gold color. It's in the shimmer papers. It's in the mini catalog. I used Poppy Parade on this one. This is Lost Lagoon, as well as this is Lost Lagoon. I used them both. And I actually cut the leaves out of gold to match this right here. And that's actually tucked in under the paper. I didn't let the whole thing show. I just wanted a strip of it. So, that. Then I took this paper and I kind of took a blending brush with Lost Lagoon and made it not so stark white, because, and I did the same here because you don't see any real starkness in here. So there's a few cards that I've made with this set so far. I'm loving it. I love flowers anyway, so I'm not going to put that back in the bag. That's like tedious work, and I'm not into tedious work tonight. I'm here to show you a card that I made. But anyway, they also have an alphabet set, embossing folders. You get, it's $30 and you get 3 different folders, and then they have some gilded paper. And those will all be, all of this will be on exclusive online only. And there's some of their samples. So that is their what's coming up for you next. And they're going to be doing this like 3 times a year. It'll be now, I think, in July, and then again in November. Okay, so let's pull all this stuff and put it out of our way again. Okay, now we are going to be using, here's the card we're going to be making. And it is a lattice card. Okay, you just lift this up. I'm going to do it a little bit different today. I was doing it this morning on my Facebook Live, and one of the girls that watches my videos all the time, she had a suggestion to do something a little different. I did it. I liked it. So I'm going to do it again for you tonight so you can see the difference between the two. Here is my online store with my host code. If you need to take a screenshot of that, please do it this time, because I'm going to move it over, and who knows if it'll get lost in the shuffle by the time I'm done. So let's move it. We're going to go right here for a minute. We'll see how long it stays there. Here's what we're using. We're using Two Tone Flora. That will be for our flowers and our leaves. Here are the dies. We'll be die cutting the flowers. I've already got the leaves are stamped and die cut to save us some time. I'm going to be using from the Something Fancy, I'm going to be using the Thank You along with, whoops, this little hexagon right here. And I have those 2 hexagons cut, which you can see on the card right here. Lost one of my little dots right there. Maybe it'll stay there and I can put it back up later. So that's what we're going to be using tonight. Here is a different card that I made, totally different, but it's just a sample I made. I used the same colors of the flower, the same colors here, even the soft succulent, and I just used our decorative circle punch and put the thank you on there and made a thank you card like that, and used the time-worn type 3D embossing folder on it. So I don't know if you can see that, but it made a really pretty card, and it was really pretty fast. So we'll get that one out of the way. That was free for nothing. You know how they say that, it's free for nothing. Okay, here's what we have got, girls. We have got our card, which is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, and we will fold that on that 5 1/2 inch line or score mark. We're just going to fold that over, match up your ends. I always like to do that, and then just take your bone folder, or in my case, it's a pot scrubber from Pampered Chef. So that is my card folded. Here's a piece of pink that is going to go on the underneath part like this, which measures 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. This is just a scrap piece of paper for me to stamp my flowers and cut them out. I want to show you how I stamped them and how I did that. It was so easy, and but I want to show you that. I also have a Facebook group called Stamp Crazy VIP. That is for all my stamping friends to join. And what I do there is every Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock. That is a time pretty well set in stone unless something comes up that I absolutely can't do it. But I do my video. It's the same card like I'm showing you tonight I did this morning. But over there I have a file section, and I put my PDFs in there. I write the PDFs up on how I did the card. Gives you the supplies and gives you the directions and gives you a picture of the card and how I've named it. So if you look at the name on this YouTube video, you'll see it's the same as the name for my PDF. So when you go over there, that's what you look for, is that name. You can put that in the search engine. But this is the directions for this card. And it's over there at Stamp Crazy VIP. That's on Facebook. And you are more than welcome, if you have not went over there and joined, to go over there and join. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you want to get notifications. That way you'll know when I'm on, if you tend to like the stuff that I am doing. Okay, enough of all this crazy talk. Let's start stamping. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to stamp my flowers. I want to show you how I did those. So I'm going to be using the two biggest flowers, which is this flower and this flower. But before I stamp the flower, the large solid image, I am going to be stamping the, what do I want to call it? Just the image that gives it the detailed image. That's what it is, a detailed image. And I'm going to be using polished pink ink because I wanted pink flowers. Don't know why. Pink is not usually a big color of mine. But I got something all over the sleeve of my shirt. That's okay. We'll get it off. So I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to hold that down a minute. I want a good image. Hope I didn't stamp this too close to the edge, now that I think about it, because I got die cut it. So there is that. Now before I stamp the flower part of it, I'm going to stamp the image to this other flower. So I'm going to ink that one up. I can't even speak. I was eating some candy. I'm probably like on a little sugar high or something. Teach me, won't it? There we go. Let's stamp that down. Let's hold it for a minute. Let that soak into the paper. Make a good image. And there we go. Now we're going to do our flowers. So let me put that down. Let's get our big flower. We're going to put that on our card. We're going to bring in this piece of scrap paper right here. I'm going to ink this up with my pink. And I'm going to make sure that I have it good and stamped. And I'm going to stamp off because I want a lighter image. Okay. Going to bring that up. I'm going to bring it over here, and it lines up really easy. Whoops. Don't move it and try to stamp it. That's not a good idea. Better stand up so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, come on. Quit touching it. So we're going to put that down. And there's our flower. Oops. There it goes. It's a really pretty flower, isn't it? And they're easy to do. Now I'm going to bring in the other stamp. And I'm not sure which way this one's going to go, so I'm just going to have to turn it after I get it inked. This one I have a little bit harder time placing it. I'm going to stamp off with that. And then I'm going to bring it over here. That's not it. I think it's this way, maybe. No, not that way. Not that way. Just gotta stand up again so I can see what I'm doing. I think I got it. There we go. Makes really, really pretty flowers. So we have those two flowers done. So we're going to close this up for now. We don't need it. We're going to cut these out with the die cut, the mini stamp cut and emboss machine. You can hear me making all kinds of noise over here. So let's move this. We don't need that scrap paper in our way right now. My chair's rolling away. Hit my light. It just went crazy. Let's open this up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my dies. And we're going to use the two biggest dies, which will be this die right here and this one right here. And these are the leaves. And these are the other three flowers. And this is a little cluster of flowers. And then this is a really pretty background you can cut out. So let's put this on here. And we're going to cut both of them at the same time. And here I am. I'm going to stand up again so I can see what I might be doing. That was luck of the draw. Now see if it'll stay there while I put this one on. That is the question. And this one, I usually can get on, but I forget how it goes. Here, turn it around till it fits. Just run it in circles till you get it to fit. Need to get that a little straighter on that bottom. There we go. We're going to put this on. I'm going to hold that as I stick that in there to catch. Close this up. We're not going to use it anymore. Unless my flowers turned out really bad. But I think we did pretty good on them. Let's go ahead and put our dies back. Do you all put your dies back as soon as you use them? If I'm using them on a lot of stuff, I have some metal trays I put them in. But if I'm just cutting out one like that, I go ahead and put it back on my magnetic board. Because I do not want to lose my dies. Been there, done that. Okay, there we go with our flowers. We don't need these. Let's put them over there out of the way. So we've got everything cut and out of our way. Now let's assemble the card. And to assemble the card, we're going to use our paper trimmer. And the biggest thing you're going to need to know is, like, this is the front of your card, okay? When you open it, you're going to slide the front of your card in here with the front right here, and you're going to put it at 3 1/4 inches. Okay, you're going to lay that down and you're going to slice that off. Okay, so this is going to be 2 1/4 right here. And then our 3 1/4 that we just cut off makes our 5 1/2, which is the size of the card, like this. But I'm going to leave this in here, and I'm going to go to the 1/2 inch mark, and I'm going to go right over here to the 1/2 inch, and I'm going to cut. Then I'm going to go a 1/2 inch again, and I'm going to cut. I'm going to do it again. I'm actually doing this 5 times all together. We're going to have 5 pieces of, there's 3. That's 4. 1 more. That's 5. Now I have this piece that should measure right around 3/4 of an inch. Let's see. It's more like 7/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make sure that it's only 3/4. I'm going to put this down. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is just cut it in half. So I'm going to put it at the halfway mark between these 2 lines. And if you're afraid that that's going to move on you, we're going to be using some painter's tape, or you can use washi tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a little piece down. That helps hold it when I'm that close. And I don't, my fingers hit it a lot. So this kind of helps hold small pieces so you can cut them. I got that on my pants because I was taking some tacky off of it, and I tackied my... So I'm just going to put it down here, not in the way of the blade, but it's just down there holding that one edge to where I can lay that down. And then I'm going to cut up. And there we have 2 pieces of paper that is a little bit smaller. It actually measures like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/16. So I'm going to put these 2 right here. We don't want to confuse them with these. So I've got these here and these here. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some painter's tape. I told you we were using this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 pieces of small like this. I'm adding them to my shirt. That one's a little bit wider. You'll see why in a minute. Then I'm going to take a piece that is long. Whoops. Tear that edge off. I don't want that split. This is going to measure a little bit longer than what my card is right here. So that'll be good like that. So a piece about so long. It's probably about 5 inches long or so. I'm just going to wrap that around my arm like a blood pressure cuff. I'm going to leave that there a second. I'm going to pull these off and put them back down. I'm taking some tackiness off. I do not want... I know I can use this without doing it, but I don't like to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 pieces and I'm going to put them up here, and I'm going to tape my card to the table. I'm going to take this long piece and I'm going to turn this upside down, sticky side up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, I'm going to try to get this kind of even in the middle. Just put that down. And I'm going to bring this piece and I'm just going to tape that over that. So there we go. Now we're ready to put our card together, which are these pieces right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 1, and you're going to put it, it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch down from your connected card piece to your card. You're going to put 1 at the top. Then you're going to come down and you're going to line it up at the bottom. So it's just connecting in the middle. Then you'll want to just kind of eyeball it. It's hard to see the white on white when you're doing this. So I'm just alternating, putting mine at the top and the bottom. And then this one's going to go in the center. Now, if I have too big of a gap, I can go ahead and rearrange if I need to. But I think mine looks decent enough. Whoops. I think that looks decent enough. Now, what these two are going to be my crossbars here. That's going to hold this like so, okay? We are going to put one on each side, and that's how we're going to hold these together. You can see them right here. You can see this one's covered up. That's how that is on this card, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue, and I'm going to come in maybe a 1/2 inch or so, eyeballed. I'm not going to measure. And I'm just going to come in, and right in the center of each one of these, I'm going to put a little dot of glue. I don't like when he's got that air bubble in him. That's not good. And I'm even going to put it right up here on that folded card piece that's attached. I'm going to come over to the other side, and I'm going to go ahead and do it over here too. And it's just a little tiny little puddle. Okay, so we have that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring one of these, and I'm going to not start it here and have it way at the top. Right where my glue dot is, I'm going to start it there, and I'm going to bring it down, trying to keep that straight. And then just add that to my card, okay? And you want to make sure that it's down on each dot. You're going to come over here, and what you're going to do is you're going to eyeball that and see, make sure. Now it's not going to show if you're going to put flowers on up the side like I did. You won't show that much. But if you you just want to make sure those are all down. I scooted that little guy up a little bit, so I need to fix him just a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my card up. I'm going to undo these. We'll undo this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, and I'm just going to release these one at a time, holding my finger on there so that I can hold them down. Whoa. And if you're making more at one time, you can. I'm going to move this one here. It just did not look too good to me. I didn't like it. So I just wanted to straighten that one up. Okay. Make sure all of those are down good. I think I'll take and give it a good rub with whoops. Mine are off on the side a little bit, but I can take my trimmer. I usually do this kind of stuff on my big trimmer, but since I'm here, I can trim all of that off just a hair. Just make sure it's all lined up. And since I did that, it might be a little short on this side, so I'm going to bring it in. And the only people that knows that is right now is me and you, and then the whole world when it watches this video, right? But if you do get them off, that's what you can do. It's no big deal. There's not a lot you have to worry about with that. And you take very little off, so you're not. But if you like it to look really even, then you might want to do that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my scissors in, and I thought I had them on my table, but I probably put them back up, and I did not. Oh, I laid them over here so I'd know where they were. So I'm just going to take my scissors, I'm going to line that up, cut it off on both sides, and there we have that part of our card, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and just make sure everything is down good. Okay, here's all of our stuff we got. We've got 2 flowers. Let's see what all we have in here. 2 flowers, 2 big leaves, 3 small leaves, and our little hexagons. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stamp our hexagon with the thank you. I'm probably going to use these as thank you cards this month to send out, which are really, really cute cards. I would like to get one. And we're going to use the soft succulent ink. And I'm going to stamp on the white one. So I just want to ink this up, making sure I get a good coverage with my ink. I really need to ink my ink pad. And so we're going to stamp that, press straight down, and there's our thank you. So let's put that up out of the way. We're done with our stamping, and we're ready to put the card together. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this, our little hexagons, and I'm just going to put the glue on one side of that so that I can bring this up, and I'm just going to glue those together. Just leaving some pink show on one side. After I do that, I'm going to get out my dimensionals, and I'm going to add dimensionals to each side of that. And I'm going to go ahead and add that to my card. And that's going to cover up this little piece that we put on to hold all of the lattice pieces together. So I'm just going to put that right here. And that takes your eye away from the piece right there. Now we are going to put these on together. Now the main thing that you need to know is to not get glue on to where it'll fall through. But what we're going to do differently that we talked about today in my video, I'm going to turn this around this way, and I'm actually going to glue this piece right here. And I think I'm going to have to trim it now that but I can do that. I'll just put it to one side and then trim it since I trimmed my card. I didn't think about that. But I don't want to trim it without doing my card, because putting it on the card, because I might get it too short. But what I'm going to do is on each of these lattice pieces, I'm just going to put some glue. To hold that down. I'll bring my piece in. I'm going to line it up on this side at the bottom. I'm going to make sure that that's good. And then we will take that off of the, I'm going to trim that up just real quick. I did it on my big trimmer because I felt I could get a better edge that way. So there we go. So now we're going to put these down. But you don't want to get the glue where it's going to show anywhere. So what I do is I kind of look at where I'm going to put this, which I know I'm going to hit this little rung right here. And then I'm going to put glue up here on my leaf. And I just glued little pieces on my leaf. That, and I'm going to stick it down. Then I'm going to take my other leaf and I'm going to stick it down. So I know I want some here and here and probably right here. I'm hoping. I'll scoot it around if I need to. But I think that, yep, that'll work. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my two flowers and I'm going to put dimensionals on them. And I'm going to add my two flowers. My bigger one will be at the bottom. And I'm going to add my dimensionals towards the middle. And the reason being is because I'm going to add those, I'm going to add leaves to that. So let's take that. We're going to take our flower. And I'm just going to add it here at the bottom. Then I'm going to take my other flower. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to put it right here. Now I'm going to add some of these leaves right here. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one right here. So I'm just going to add a little glue right here at the end of that. And you could use glue dots on this also. Then I'm going to scoot that in. And put a leaf there. I'm going to put one down here. And I'm going to put that on my leaf itself because I'm going to scoot it up on this piece of lattice right there. And I'm going to, just so it's sticking out that way. And then I'm going to put this leaf, if I want it down there, I think I want it up here. No, I don't think I want it up there. Maybe down here. Whoa. Got it stuck in there so good I can't get it back out. It does not want me to pick it up. I'm going to get it one way or the other. So I'm going to put some glue right here. And I'm going to slide this in there. so that the glue will be on it. And stick that down. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in our jewels, and they're the 2021-2023 in color, the opal rounds that match this. And I'm going to take the, I think I'm going to use the, I'll use the petal pink again. That's what I've been using. Might as well stick with it. So we are going to put it down here. And I think I'll put my other one right here. So there we go. We got jewels on that. And now when you open it up, then you have the inside to write on. And here's the difference in the card. You can tell when it's laying flat. You can see the pink more on this one, because this one's raised and more 3D. Now you can leave it that way because that's pretty too. And I stamped a little flower up here. But what we're going to do is we're going to stamp our flower down here at the bottom. So let's bring our flowers back in. And we are going to use this little flower with this. So let's take this first. We're going to use our petal pink again. And then this card will be done. I'll turn it around. Stick that right there. So that's the inside, or the detailed part of the card, or the stamp. And we're going to take the little one. And this is real easy to line up because you can line up just that very center thing to that center. I need my scrap again. We're just going to bring that over. I got to stand up again. And there is our flower. So we have that card made. But anyway, we used the Two Tone Florals with the dies. And then we used the Something Fancy stamp set. They are in the mini catalog that goes on now till the end of April. If you're interested in those and you don't have them. The flower is great. I hope to do more stuff with that. So now I have me 2 thank you cards that I can be using and send out at some time. And you can see they turned out a little bit different. But that's okay. One thing I didn't do that I did with the other ones is I took a little yellow. And it's okay if you add something really small in here as a dimensional. It doesn't hurt it to mail it. So there we go. We have a little yellow center in our flower down here. And then we have our dimensionals up here. I mean our embellishments, not dimensionals. Remember that you can go to my online store if you would like to order from me. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And but if you have a demonstrator, I totally understand that you being loyal to your demonstrator. That's always nice too. So I am done for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be back sometime soon. Thank you, and bye.